an honor to have you on the show.
That's very nice of you. I'm actually really honored to be here with you, David.
It's very nice. I mean, I phoned and I talked to you about the show and what the show is about, and it's talking to people like yourself who create things. You've created a book, you've created poetry, music, albums, you've been on film, television, all sorts of things. So deep down inside of you, you feel like you are a creator. You had no choice.
I guess so. I mean, I talk to other people who make music and art and stuff, and they feel like they're driven to do it. And for me, it's just, I still think it's a hobby. I still am, I feel lucky if I can get some free soup or something every day. So,
soup's good.
Yeah, so, you know, I still feel like I'm going to have to get a day job one day,
Yeah.
you know, 25 years into my career.
Yes, absolutely.
So I feel lucky every day.
I remember you in the early days, you were in Chrome Dog and Gorilla. I'm sorry I have to bring them up because I love them and
I did too.
And I tried to play them when I could.
Oh, awesome.
And so your career, you've hung with it. Like, the great thing about you too is, I mean, of course you do amazing art and things, but you really stick with it. You've really stuck with it.
Well, I think that if you take pride in your job, and you know, whether you're a dishwasher or a foster parent, you know, it's something that you always do. It's a part of who you are.
Right. So you're going to be a sculptor and a painter now or something, because you've done every other art form. So do you feel a need to do other things now?
Oh, certainly. You know, I always thought that I would love to be a cop. I would love to be a cop. I would make a great cop, I think. But
I think so.
You know, now I feel I'm too old. Well, I love the law. I think that more than anything, and I hate injustice.
Yes.
So I think I would like to do that. I like working with Raise the Rates,
Right.
Which is an organization that basically is trying to empower folks living in poverty and bring attention to the fact that
a year ago
there's
you were
no
$6.
well, it's it's $21 a week, and that's the Welfare Food Challenge, which is happening again in October of 2016. But you know, stuff like that I really enjoy, and I think that somehow, you know, maybe I will have another job, you know, doing something like that, but I still like...
Cultural minister.
I like everything. I like it all.
But it's really nice because you actually take your art and you transcend your art and you're making a difference in the community too. So the power of art can also change people's lives really on a social level, housing, food. So it's very powerful, isn't it, having the ability to connect with people with your art?
I think that everyone always has. I think art has always been that kind of social commentary through the centuries, you know, whether it was through visual mediums or through, you know, Mozart or whatever it was. And that's basically how people express themselves, whether it was very, very political or just emotional or just for the sake of art.
Right. And you fell in love with Paris recently. You've been going back a lot, the European vibe, and you see all the great art in Europe.
Yes.
And as you know, those great art pieces live well past the person who did them.
Oh, absolutely.
So your art, do you feel that you're leaving a legacy?
I hope so, you know, and I don't think that it's for the sake of leaving a legacy. I just hope that, and I think as we become adults, when we start adulting, we all hope this, that our mistakes and overcoming them stand to empower and encourage young people, that they will, you know, be able to learn from it and hopefully not make mistakes and not suffer like we did.
Right.
Well, maybe.
Even though you do music, I mean, you have lyrics, and your lyrics are in poems in a way, and so those writings will live on as well as your music. So that's kind of nice. You're putting that out there.
I hope so.
Which gets me to the book.
Yeah.
So reading the book, I mean, I can't think of anything more terrifying than telling people about what you do and peeling back your own skin for everyone to see. So,
I suppose, yeah.
So I love the fact that you said you wrote it all in longhand. It was all very flowery, used exclamation marks and stuff, and your editor must have had a hellish time.
Oh, I feel he's a saint. The guy, Jim Gifford at HarperCollins, is a saint. He had to sift through all my run-on sentences and over descriptions. But you know, basically it's just an honest story to tell. Everyone has a story, and everyone's story is equally as tragic and funny.
Right.
You know, all of us. And so I was very hesitant to write a book because I felt I didn't want anyone to think I was conceited. Really, the bottom line, I felt embarrassed, and my manager really had to force me to do it.
Well,
I'm glad I did.
Yeah, I'm glad you did too. Are you going to do another book?
I hope so. You know what? I've got, like anyone, as a creative person or a creative writer, you always have a million ideas in your head for whether it's song lyrics or poetry or short stories or something, but I enjoy it a lot. I really do.
I like how I read that you had tried a bunch of your stories out on your mom first, or you'd be on the road and you try to maybe shock her or whatever.
Right.
But so when you were sending these photos, were you locking these ideas away thinking maybe one day I should write these down, or did it just all of a sudden it was like, now I have to do a book, I have to recall all this stuff, or did you have notes or anything to go by?
No, I never kept a journal, you know, and I wish I would have, but my mother kept letters that I wrote to her, although I didn't refer to those when I was writing my story, because when I was a young person, I thought that that was the key, you know, telling them that I was going to be you know, on Jay Leno. I'm going to be on a Tonight Show.
Which you were.
And I was. I said, I'm going to be on the Tonight Show, so if you talk to me now, you know, you can just save it. I don't have to be paid. You save it, and later on, you know, maybe it'll be worth something.
Yeah. And you were, so you visualized that and it happened.
I guess so, but I have to credit the people that were around me, the positive people that empowered and encouraged me. When I didn't believe in myself, which was most of the time, my managers believed in me, and they just basically kept me going.
It's kind of a dangerous question because it sounds kind of like a mean question, but they always say the starving artist thing. Do you believe there's a truth to suffering a little bit as an artist to get really core stuff, or do you think that's just sort of an old sort of ideal that people say?
I think it's absolutely true, and I don't think it's true for artists. I think it's true for human beings. We all suffer.
Right.
You know, whether it is, you know, in the bread lineup, you know, because we don't have any money, or with relationships that don't work because we are unable to express ourselves properly or frame our feelings or whatever it is. I think any job, there's a starving dishwasher, there's a starving artist, there's a starving doctor and nurse, and I think that means a lot of different things. You know, I think it's metaphoric.
And so a starving artist is really a starving everybody. Everyone's just out hustling.
Oh, absolutely. Right? And in this day and age, you have to, you know. The world is a different place than when I started making music. I don't know how people do it today. In many ways, the internet has really saved music.
Right.
And in many ways, it's hindered people's ability to make a living.
Right. Do you believe that the average person out there has a story to tell? Like we were talking before the interview about the little some kid up in the valley somewhere that might be watching a show or whatever, is watching you inspired. I know they're young but they still have stories to tell. Do you think that they should actively pursue the act of telling their story?
Absolutely, everybody should, and they do have a story. You know, if you live up in Nunavut, you have a story. If you live in South Carolina, you have a story, even if it's just about your neighborhood or about your grandmother or about your experience in grade 4 or whatever it is. I think everyone's got a very important story to tell.
Yeah, I agree. So let's get to the music for a second. So where are you musically right now?
Well, we've been making a new rock record, which is different. I made a dance record 3 years ago.
Where's this industrial record?
Yeah, it's been ready to go for 4 years.
I want to hear that.
Yeah, I'd love to play it for you.
Okay.
And so that's there. We made an acoustic record. We made another acoustic record that's in like waiting in the lineup, I suppose. And then we start focusing on doing this heavy record.
Right.
And it's just so much fun.
Right.
I never thought I would do another rock record, but
really?
Yeah, never.
Why is that? You're so good at it.
Well, I don't know, because I just think, how long am I gonna, you know, my Canadian Heritage Act at this point, like really, you know. But at the same time, it's so much fun,
right.
And we keep getting asked to play shows, and
well, why wouldn't they want to see you?
That's the thing.
So do you feel that right now, as when you're writing your music and things like that, that you're going to start getting away from rock now that you kind of got this rock record going on? How are you foreseeing a future of the next genre of music you might want to get into, or is there something you haven't touched on?
I feel like I did it. I was doing acoustic, and we still do acoustic when I do book tours. So I never thought I would get back to doing rock.
Right.
And I think that has a lot to do with my physical health. I think that I felt like I was sick for a long time.
Yeah, well,
and now I feel great. Now I feel really great.
Yeah, and you're feeling great?
I'm feeling fantastic.
And how's the instrument, the voice? How's it?
Amazing.
You feel
considering
good?
Last week we played in 10-degree weather, but that's
really?
okay. Yeah.
But and how do you keep your instrument going? Do you have voice lessons, or I always want to ask you this?
Yeah, I did a voice lesson one summer before we did Lilith Fair, because we were on the Cult tour, Lilith Fair, Fuel, everything was back to back.
Yeah.
And with Judith Rabinovich, if anyone knows Judith. And she taught me some breathing techniques that really helped me. But that was it, you know, everything else was like flying by the seat of my pants.
Yeah.
And I've just been really lucky. I'm not the greatest singer in the world, but I have the drive.
You also sell this song because when you watch Biff Naked live, it's a storytelling event as well. So, and what is the tour called again? It's like a storytelling and
the Words and Stories tour. Yeah,
so
that's our acoustic tour.
Oh, okay, we'll have to talk
With
about
the
that
book,
another time.
yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time. We'll just
Thank
wrap it up
you.
for now,
That's
and then
awesome
we're
that
gonna
you-
throw to you performing live.
Awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
And so thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for
and
having
as,
me.
As I said off the top, we can't think of a more creative person to be on the Creators. Like you,
Awesome.
you're so
I'm so
well-rounded.
honored.
So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I like to save this song because I always want to ask a question. I think for many people, I think the thing that keeps us kind of mired in our own marinade, we marinate in our life sauce. Really, what's it really about? What's it going to take that makes us stand up? Hey, girl. What's it going to take that makes us stand up and stand tall and walk out, emerge? I think it's all about self-worth and how we feel. Dude, I'm telling you. It's like that saying, you know what? Fake it till you make it. A lot of people say, oh, Biff, how can you be so positive? And I say, because I don't tell the police my real name. No. And I always tell people, even if I don't feel positive, I just pretend I am, so that I'm not dragging everyone around me down. And by halfway through the day, I always feel better. And it's all about whether or not you can care about yourself just a little bit. The question being, do you love yourself? Do you love yourself today? Because you should. Because you deserve love. You deserve everything in life. Lift up, let's sing it loud. This is I love myself today. Come on. Let you in my heart that one last time. I'm headed up, made up my mind. I'm burning all out. Wow! I love myself today. Not like yesterday. I'm cool, I'm calm, I'm gonna be okay. I love myself today. Not like yesterday. Thinking about love that we know. But this will last good.
I'm here with the Recovery Day organizer event. Amazing. It's Giuseppe. What can I say? Thank you so much.
Yes, well, I just want to also say I'm not the only event organizer. There's a team of us. There's a strong committee of about 7 people. Then we have another team of leads, which is like another 10 people. And we have like 150 volunteers. So there's a big we part that goes on organizing Recovery Day. We decided to have a street festival. It was a bit risky. We were a bit worried. And with the overdose crisis happening in British Columbia right now, we thought we have to do this. We have to give Recovery Day a voice in BC, because a lot of people just don't think recovery is attainable. It's not only attainable, it's possible and it's fun. We've had thousands of people here today celebrating recovery, and we are so grateful for that. We had no idea so many would show up.
And you know, I have to say, Biff Naked, for her journey as an artist and a creative person, I mean, what a perfect fit for your festival.
Yeah, when we were thinking about who we were going to have as entertainers, I have loved Biff Naked for many years, and with her journey of recovery and what she was diagnosed with, and with her ability to come through that and be successful, it's the same story we all have. It's like, takes perseverance, it takes some healthy choices, and lo and behold, we do recover.
And when we were doing our walkthrough a few weeks ago, a site visit before we figured out where everything was, you're going, oh, I hope there's going to be people here. And look what happened.
I know. We're like maybe 1,000 might show up. I'd be happy with 1,000. When I took that picture up on stage and I looked out, I was almost in tears. It just shows there's a lot of passion for recovery.
Well, thank you, Giuseppe. I know you're really busy. You're wrapping it up. Biff Naked signing autographs. I hope we're going to see you next year.
Yes, yes. You will see us next year. I am so pumped.
Today's an amazing celebration because you have art, you have all sorts of booths involved. Everybody's really bought into the Recovery Day Festival, but also I think people really are buying into New Westminster.
Well, definitely, and New Westminster has a long history of being a compassionate and caring community. There's a lot of stigmas around addiction, but this is the type of community that wants to work together as a community and work with the recovery agencies to really try and help people. And unlike some places where you get kind of battles or not in my backyard, New Westminster is the type of place that welcomes these things together, and really we all come together.
There really does feel like a community here that spans the ages.
Yeah, well, definitely. We've got all demographics in the city of New Westminster, and it's got this incredible sense of place when you walk down the street. And I think part of it is we're such a walkable community too. So it's not as if you get into your home and you never interact with your neighbors. You're out on the street walking through all these neighborhoods, and you're bumping into people, meeting people, and that's how I think really communities are formed. Whether you're seniors or young families or young people, I think everyone's kind of looking for that type of place to live in.
Yeah, it's nice to know who your grocer is.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so we're, on the creators, it's about the creative process a lot, and we talk about the music and things like that. Do you play music?
Well, unfortunately, I haven't played music probably since grade 8 band class. It was not one of my natural talents, but I'm a big fan of music, and certainly coming to festivals like Recovery Day here with all the great musical acts. We had Uptown Live, and even the Food Truck Festival down on Columbia Street had a lot of great musical acts there. So it's definitely a musical town, and although I don't have a lot of musical talent, I am a big fan of music.
And I think once it's affordable for people to come in and actually rent an apartment and have these artists come out here, you're actually really developing a community that's very diverse and very rich.
Well, that's definitely affordability is a key ingredient, particularly with the arts community. New Westminster has one of the highest per capita number of artists anywhere in Canada, and it's because we've got that great sense of place, similar to what you might find in Vancouver, but we've also got affordable places to live and work, and sometimes it's those two things together that can actually be the hub for arts and culture.
We've made ourselves crazy over the last few years trying to figure out what our genre is. We're a festival band. We're a live band. We're a band that likes to make people dance. But when it comes to genres, traditional genres, we make ourselves crazy. So we say fun.
We have too many, all of us in the band are individuals, and we all come from a different type of music. You know, some of us like drum and bass, some electronic music. Keith comes from, he really loves folk. And so everyone brings that. Instead of fighting against it or pushing it away, we all bring it in together, and from all those different types of music, we create whatever it is. We can have one song that's a reggae song, and the very next song may sound more folky or more funky. And we love that. That's what makes us who we are, I think, is that ability to draw from all types of styles and themes.
He's back in town, been gone for 40 days. On an earthly wanderlust, his body turns to dust. Says, raise your hands like brothers in the Bible do. Oh, here we go. I say, raise your hands like the brothers in the Bible do. Big hand ship with race up and down the highway. What up in the back, no farmer started that breed. We wanderlust the countryside, you driving like we died. Raise your hands like the brothers in the Bible do. We say, raise your hands like the brothers in the Bible do. Oh, to a sea of new horizon. Oh, no, I cannot see the bar, not at all. So the fires way down, the seas rise up to meet them. Ground. On our wanderlust, stop praying, ask for us just one more day. Say, raise your hands like the brothers in the Bible do. I said, raise your hands like the brothers in the Bible do. When the skip plays box in the dark of the prairie night time, lit up like the fire, the heat of a father's eyes. To watch those who seize the day, shit down and get away. So raise your hands like the brothers in the Bible do. I said, raise your hands like the brothers in the Bible do. Oh, do I see a new horizon? Oh, no, I cannot see that far. Oh, do I see a new horizon? Oh. Clap with us. Come on. Raise your hands, raise your hands, raise your hands like the brothers in the Bible. Raise your hands, raise your hands, raise your hands like the brothers in the Bible. Raise your hands, raise your hands, raise your hands like the brothers in the Bible. Raise your hands, raise your hands, raise your hands like the brothers in the Bible. Raise your hands, raise your hands, raise your hands like the brothers in the Bible. Raise your hands, raise your hands, raise your hands like the brothers in the Bible. Raise your hands, raise your hands, raise your hands like the brothers in the Bible. Raise your hands, come on, raise your hands, raise your hands like the brothers in the Bible. Raise your hands, raise your hands, raise your hands. I say raise your hands. No more fears, no more lies, no more tears in our eyes. Raise your hands like the brothers in the Bible do. I say raise your hands like the brothers in the Bible do. I said raise your hands like the brothers in the Bible do. Oh.
sounded awesome up here. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kia. Thank you all. We're a band called Warless and hopes we all may be one day. Thank you. Good night.